Hey guys, before we start the video, I just wanted to let you know that we had some technical difficulties where I just realized that we had made some mistakes with the recording of the video. To keep a long story short, basically what happened is I'd recorded parts of the video with parts of the game screen cut off. Apologies for that. It's just been really it's been a really hard month. Hopefully we'll be back with a much better devlog next month. Thanks. Hey everyone, we're back with Academia School Simulator. This is devlog number 4. We are Squeaky Wheel, an independent PC game studio based in the Philippines. My name is Ryan Sumo, and I'm back with my co-founder.
Hi, I'm Tristan, co-founder of Squeaky Wheel and game designer of Academia.
Alright, perfect timing as usual. So before we move on to what we've been doing this month, I just want to let you guys know that we're doing a survey for Academia to help us better understand you guys and what your expectations for the game are. In return for filling out the survey, we will randomly raffle off a chance for you to win your name in the game. So just like Rico Masasgeld, who is now a proud janitor in Academia School Simulator. Details about the survey will be in the description below. Alright, let's get back to the devlog. Okay, so one of the things that we want to show you is that we now have customized teachers in the game. So when we launch in early access, we'll have a tier of the game where you can buy it and you can submit to us like a picture of yourself or perhaps your favorite teacher, and then we'll turn them into a teacher that you can actually hire in the game. So let's see how that works. So for example, here we have our usual roster of teachers, but you'll notice that there is something different here. There's a Marnel Estrada. So Marnel is, I'm not sure if I introduced him to you guys before, but he is one of our co-founders and he's our lead programmer. Marnel unfortunately only has a bachelor's degree, so he's not actually one of the best teachers that you can hire, but at least he looks a little different. So let's go on and hire him. And place him here. So now we can click on the classroom, assign a teacher, and then choose Marnel. And so now he's the teacher of classroom 13. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Alright, so Tristan, do you have anything to say about this?
Marnel looks really cool here. I like his t-shirt. Also, what is he teaching the students?
It looks, yeah, it looks a little bit disturbing. People who might recognize what's on Marnel's t-shirt, we won't mention it, maybe because whatever, copyright infringement, etc. But yeah, you'll know that he's a huge fan of a certain very popular collectible card game. All right.
Can I have a character also?
No.
Why? Why not? I also play card games.
What would you teach the kids?
I don't know. Cool stuff. Game design.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it. Maybe we'll give you a teacher, a character.
Speaking of Marnel, and he's been bugging us about the issue of player engagement and progression for the longest time, we managed to do this by adding transfer students in the game. If you hadn't noticed it earlier, we now have the transfer button at the bottom panel.
Just a UI note. That's just that's just kind of a hacky way to do this. We'll be fixing that in the future. But okay, so let's click on it now.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, the school day just ended.
Okay, yeah. So in this panel, we'll let the players, set the amount of students that they will take in within the course of the year. So let's try setting the number of freshmen that the school will take to 10. So as you can see at the side of the number, we have the subsidy. This is the amount of funds the school will get for accepting 10 freshmen. So there at the bottom of the panel you can see the total funds that the school will get, and you will see when the students will arrive. So as you can see here, the students will arrive today.
Okay. So we also have these notifications up here that also give you a warning about when the students will arrive. So this is a new system we've also implemented. All right, well now 10 transferring students have just arrived. So when we have new transfer students, what happens, Marnell? Like, well, sorry, Marnell. What happens, Tristan? Like, what do the students do?
So new transfer students will try to go to existing classrooms or classrooms with currently empty seats. If we don't have any new classrooms, then the player will have to build new ones, and that's primarily the reason why we added this feature in the game, because
because at some point, like, you'll get bored because nothing's happening, so you might want to add some players just to add some more students just to keep yourself occupied.
Yeah, so currently this is our current implementation. We're not yet really sure if this is the right one.
Yeah, it's kind of hacky, you know. I mean, obviously you can't just accept transfer students at any time, you know, in a regular school, but for the meantime, that's the implementation that we settled on. Okay, so up next we're going to be talking about some of the new zones that we've made. So if you can see here, let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, we have the computer lab zone and the library zone. So right now, the students will use these facilities during like their free time, and but in the future we'll probably have more like sophisticated like mechanics for it. Like, what were you thinking about like these things, Tristan?
Well, I mentioned game progression. What I'm thinking about is that for every new year level in the game, the students will be required to take new classes which require new rooms. For example, the current design, we have the computer class or IT class during the 4th year, so the school will probably have to build a computer room to teach their students,
like seniors,
computer.
Right. Well, I think we're showing our age a little bit by designing the computers like this. I don't know how many of you guys will recognize like these beige box computers, but I thought it would be a cool little touch to like maybe not make the computers look so modern.
Yeah, they are cool. I really like old stuff, you know, retro stuff. So I think they really fit the game well.
Alright, so another thing that you wanted to talk about was like what happens when students like are super hungry. So like, could you talk a little bit about that?
Okay, currently when the students are starving, which means in the game terms that the student's food need is depleted, the student will go home. I know that's a bit extreme, but moving forward, this mechanic will probably evolve based on your feedback. So, this current implementation will probably affect all the other needs of the students. So like if the student's bored or if the students need rest, they're going to go home.
Alright, so I can't actually find an example of a student that is starving, but a couple of days ago we actually found an awesome screenshot of a student named Tristan Angeles who was starving and has to go home. We'll show it to you in a quick screenshot here. So yeah, and so you'll notice also that like when we scroll over the characters now, oh hey, look, it's me. I'm using the computer. That's very appropriate. Yeah, so you'll notice that aside from like a label like or the name, you can now see like what your students and even like your staff are doing at the moment, and that's like one of the UI things that we've been working on this month. Okay, so the last thing that we worked on this month is we tried to do a couple of things to make our characters a little bit more lifelike. So, for example, if you take a close look at, let me speed things up a little bit here. But if you take a close look at how the characters, so for example, the students walk when they're walking in a straight line, it's very different from how it used to be. I'm gonna show you like a comparison video right now of how the students used to walk, and like they used to just walk in a straight line like robots, and now there's a little bit of variability in how they move around the screen. So it's just little things like that, you know, like they just make them a little bit more lifelike and not seem like AI. You know, like little touches, like they'll like blink their eyes. So let's take a look at these guys. At some point, like they'll blink their eyes, and yeah, it's just little things like that that we're trying to do to make the characters look more alive when you see them up close. Do you have anything to say to that, Tristan? Nothing. All right. Thank you very much for your excellent input on the game's graphics. So you guys might have noticed that this month's devlog is relatively short. That's because some of the things that we mentioned we wanted to work on this month, like to-do lists and a grant system, have just taken much longer than we expected. I'd like to take a moment to apologize to you guys. I know that we've been on a pretty good streak of development these past few months, and I feel like maybe we've let you down this month. But the truth is, that's just how game dev is sometimes. You know, you have like really good months, and sometimes you have really slow, like not so good months. I hope you'll bear with us as we try to make up for lost time this month. The good news is that one of the reasons we've been rather slow with new features this month is that we're trying to clean up the game and fix a bunch of bugs because we're very close to launching on early access. We'll have more details on that next month, so stick around to find out more. In the meantime, Tristan will be designing like a bunch more stuff, like mostly in his head. Like we won't be able to implement it right away, but like Tristan, why don't you talk about like what you've been working on so far?
So yeah, one of the features that has been really bugging me lately is class scheduling. So it's really a nightmare. So if you guys have any opinion regarding class scheduling, I'd appreciate it if you put your comments below.
Yeah, you'd think that class scheduling is like super easy, but like we've been thinking about how to implement like a class scheduling feature for like basically months now. So we, you know, if you guys are teachers or like you have any ideas on like how we could use class scheduling, that would be great if you could, you know, reach out to us. Alright, so that's it for this month. Thank you again so much. We're so sorry that we haven't done as much as we could have this month, but hopefully we'll be back next month with an exciting announcement. Tristan, any last words?
Study hard.
Goodbye.
Every. Every. Every.